Hey everyone, Mark here from Blumoo, and welcome back to our channel. Now, if you're a student or, someone shopping for a student, you're probably on the lookout for a laptop that's not going to break the bank, right? But also, it's got to be powerful enough to handle all those school projects, research, and let's be real, a decent amount of Netflix and YouTube in between study sessions. So, in today's video, we're going to dive into the best laptops that are you know, hitting that sweet spot for students just like you. We're talking about battery life because, no one wants to be glued to a power outlet during a lecture. Also, we're considering portability because, carrying around a heavy laptop, that's a hassle no one needs on a busy campus. And of course, we'll look into the performance aspect of each one because, well, those essays won't write themselves, right? So whether you're coding, crafting presentations, or just taking notes, we have got you covered. Oh, and don't forget, if any of these laptops catch your eye, you can find all the links down in the description below. So make sure to check them out for the latest prices and more detailed specs. All right, let's get into it and find you the perfect laptop to survive through college. All right, let's dive straight into the Asus ZenBook 13 UX325EA. So, one of the first things you'll notice about this laptop is it's super sleek, right? It's got this really nice all-metal design that's both durable and lightweight, which is pretty much perfect for students who are always on the go. The keyboard, it's backlit, making it easy to work in, dimly lit spaces like a late-night study session in your dorm room. Now, the performance side of things, the ZenBook 13 packs an 11th gen Intel Core processor. And let me tell you, it's snappy. Whether you're juggling multiple tabs, working on a hefty research paper, or even doing some light photo editing, it manages to keep up without skipping a beat, which is crucial when you're dealing with those tight deadlines. And the battery life, it's pretty stellar. We're looking at up to 13 hours here, which is, more than enough to get you through a full day of classes, and then some, without having to lug around a charger. Connectivity-wise, you've got Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is awesome for fast data transfers, and there's even an HDMI port, which is kind of rare on laptops this thin. But one little downside could be the lack of a headphone jack, so you might need to invest in a good pair of Bluetooth headphones or like an adapter. Overall, the Asus ZenBook 13 really hits a sweet spot for students with its combination of portability, power, and a pretty decent price point. For most students, this could be, the one to get. Okay, when we're talking about the HP Pavilion 14, we're looking at like a really solid choice for students. First off, the build quality is pretty dang good for the price range. It's not too heavy either, so you won't, break your back lugging it around campus or to your favorite coffee shop to study. The keyboard is pretty comfortable for typing up essays and doing research, which is a huge deal because I know you're going to be spending tons of time on those assignments. Now, in terms of performance, it's got enough under the hood with its Intel processors. You can choose between i3, i5, or i7, and if you go for the higher end, you're pretty much set for any multitasking you throw at it. That means you can have like 20 tabs open in Chrome while you're streaming music and it won't skip a beat. Battery life is pretty solid too. It varies a bit, but you're generally looking at around 8 hours, which should get you through a full day of classes without needing a charge. But let's talk about the display really quick. It's a full HD IPS panel, which means it's great for those Netflix breaks. Gotta have those, right? Colors pop and viewing angles are decent. Now, it's not the highest spec screen out there, but it's definitely crisp and vibrant enough for what most students need. Just keep in mind that if you're into like graphic design or video editing, you might want to look at something with a bit more color accuracy. But yeah, for the average student workload, the HP Pavilion 14 is a pretty sweet spot between affordability and functionality. All right, let's get right into it with the Lenovo IdeaPad Flex 5. First thing you're going to notice is that it's super versatile, which is perfect for students, right? You can flip it around, use it as a tablet for taking notes or just browsing, and then switch back to the laptop mode when you need to type up a paper or something. It's packed with AMD Ryzen processors, which, by the way, have been giving Intel a run for their money lately. And that means you get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of performance. Now, the keyboard on this thing is pretty snappy and comfortable, which I can't say about all laptops out there. So that's a big plus when you've got a ton of typing to do. The pen support is another win for students. It's really handy for drawing diagrams or scribbling margins. But battery life? It's decent. Not mind-blowing, but should get you through most of your day on campus without reaching for a charger. On the downside, the screen brightness is, it's just okay. Not the best for outdoor use, and the speakers are a bit weak, so maybe not the best for an outdoor movie night. But overall, considering the price point and the features you're getting, the Flex 5 is a solid choice for students who need a machine that can adapt to different needs throughout the school day. So let's dive right into the Dell XPS 13. I've been testing it out for a bit, and I gotta say it's got a lot going for it, especially if you're a student. First off, the display is pretty sweet. You're looking at this super crisp, nearly borderless screen that makes even those late-night study sessions a bit less dreadful, you know? And the size of this thing, super compact, which is perfect for tossing in your backpack and running from class to class. Battery life, yeah, that's a big one for students. And the XPS 13 doesn't disappoint there. It's solid. You're going to get like an all-day battery life, so you can probably leave your charger at home. But, and this is important, if you're doing more intense stuff like video editing, you might notice that battery draining a bit faster. Now, performance-wise, it's got the latest Intel processors, and depending on the config you go for, enough RAM to handle all those Chrome tabs you've got open while you're doing research and definitely not getting sidetracked by YouTube. It's snappy, and it handles multitasking like a champ, which, let's be honest, is pretty crucial when you're juggling a million things as a student. So yeah, the Dell XPS 13, definitely a contender for your campus companion. So let's talk about the Acer Swift 3, which I think is a pretty solid choice for students, right? First off, the build quality is like surprisingly good. It's got this sturdy aluminum chassis that definitely doesn't feel cheap, and that's pretty important when you're lugging it around from class to class. The keyboard is super comfortable for typing up your essays or coding, and the trackpad is pretty responsive too, which is nice. Now, performance-wise, the Swift 3 comes with, various configurations, but typically you get like an Intel Core i5 or i7 processor, up to 16 gigabytes RAM, and generally an SSD for fast storage, which is pretty great because it's snappy and can handle multiple tabs and applications without slowing down. That's just what you need when you're multitasking like a crazy person during midterms or finals. Battery life. This is a biggie because you don't want to be that person always sitting next to a power outlet, right? The Swift 3 actually holds up pretty well here. You're looking at around 10 to 11 hours of use on a single charge, depending on your workload, which is awesome because it can basically get you through an entire day of classes. Plus, it's pretty lightweight and has a decent selection of ports. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty sweet deal for students. All right, there you have it, guys, the rundown of the best laptops for students out there right now. I really hope this helps you find the one that's just right for your needs, whether it's for taking notes in class, working on assignments, or just chilling between lectures. If any of these laptops caught your eye, remember, you can find the links to all of them down in the description below, so definitely check those out for the details and the latest prices. And hey, if you're new here, or if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more content coming out, and I wouldn't want you to miss out on any of it. Plus, if you've got any questions, maybe you're still a bit unsure about which laptop is the perfect fit for you, just drop a comment down below. I love getting into those discussions, and I'll do my best to help you out. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I've got a bunch of reviews and tech tips that could be super useful, especially with all the tech stuff that we need to juggle nowadays. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Catch you in the next one. Peace.